E.N.D here. Lilian of the Veil is not the only return we have in Dominaria United. We also have some returning mechanics, one particularly Domain. Domain is an ability well used on cards that rely on and count the number of different basic land types a player controls, which are the basic land types: simple, plain, island, swamp, mountain, and forest. Waste are not a basic land type, neither snow, unless it's a snow basic land. So 0 to 5, no more. Cards with the domain mechanic were introduced in Invasion, which is quite a long time ago. They encourage you to play 5 color decks containing at least one of each basic land type. And now, with a new Phyrexian invention at the gate, I think it's an appropriate mechanic to return. But how do you play Domain? Let's build our battlefield. Let's put these 2 lands in play. And I'm going to cast Nishoba Brawler. Nishoba Brawler 1 and 1 green. Trample with Domain. Its power is equal to the number of basic land types among lands I control. Normal spell, therefore it goes on the stack. There can be a counter, there can be a response, nothing happens, and Nishoba Brawler will hit the battlefield. At this stage, Nishoba Brawler power is equal to 1. Why? Because even though Timber Gorger is a dual land, it doesn't share a basic land type, and at this moment the only basic land type I control is this forest. But when I play another land, if that land has a different basic land type from my forest, my Nishoba Brawler will get bigger. Therefore, let's put in play a mountain. My Nishoba Brawler now is a 2-3 because I control a mountain and a forest. Some notes: each domain ability has a different effect, and we already saw some spoiled cards in Dominaria United with different domain abilities. Always read each card carefully. To determine the number of basic land types among lands you control, look at the lands you have in play and ask yourself whether the subtype is a plains, island, swamp, mountain, and forest. More basic land types you have, more powerful your domain ability will be. How many lands you control of a particular land type is irrelevant to a domain ability. Therefore, if you have 4, 5, 10 forests, is the same forest, counts as 1. There are a number of non-basic lands that have basic land types. This includes the dual lands, the Ravnica shock lands, and especially the Tranoms. Domain abilities don't count the number of lands you control. They count the number of basic land types among lands you control, even if that means checking the same land twice. For example, if you control a Spara headquarters and a Shander's launch, that counts at 5 because you have a plains, an island, a mountain, a swamp, and a forest, and my Nishoba Brawler will be 5-3. A domain ability that appears on an instant sorcery or activated ability checks the number of basic land types among lands you control just once, as that part of its effect is applied. This value won't change even which lands you control changes later in the turn. For example, if you control a swamp and 2 forest, at the time drag down resource, the targeted creature will get -2/-2 for the rest of the turn. If you play an island later in the turn, drag down effect won't change. A domain ability that appears on a static ability continually checks the number of basic land types among lands you control. If that number changes, the effect of the static ability will change accordingly, and we already saw this on Nishoba Brawler. So that's how you play Domain. Let's see if Domain will break standard once Dominaria United is fully released. Leave me a comment below. What do you think about Domain? And here's the subscription button, subscribe for my channel for more and more interesting videos about Magic the Gathering and the collectible world.